Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we have brand new footage for Avengers Endgame, which has been titled as a special look, but is serving more as a trailer 3 for the movie. Marvel has decided to release this trailer to announce that ticket sales for Avengers Endgame are now in full swing, and you guys can actually go out now and purchase your tickets, whether at the movie theater directly or online. So if you guys want to see it first day, make sure that you get the tickets right now. Anyway, with that little piece out of the way, let's go ahead and break down this new Avengers Endgame trailer 3, or again what Marvel is calling it, a special look. The trailer begins with the shot of Avengers headquarters outside of the gate, and you can see that some time has clearly passed because the facility isn't being well taken care of. We cut to a scene of Bruce Banner saying that if we do this, we'll go in short-handed. There are two possibilities of what exactly Bruce Banner is referencing right here. Many believe that they are actually referencing jumping into the quantum realm and utilizing a time vortex to travel back in time to the Battle of New York. But others have said that the Avengers would actually converge on Thanos before the quantum realm jump, that the Avengers would ultimately decide to try to fight Thanos before the jump occurred. The popular theory right now is this is a conversation between all of the Avengers, most namely Bruce Banner, Black Widow, and Captain Marvel, with the other Avengers being present. This is likely connected to a scene that we've only heard about thus far. All of the Avengers talk about attacking Thanos on his homeworld, but now they say that this time they have Captain Marvel to help them, and that she will be the one to make the real difference. Following this are just various shots of the Avengers in Avengers facility, with the next notable shot Rocket Raccoon as well as Nebula holding hands on what looks to be the steps of the Benatar, as this is likely the moment where Rocket Raccoon discovers that Nebula is all he has left from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that all of his other friends perished in the snap, as well as Gamora, who was sacrificed for the Soul Stone. It was said that Nebula and Rocket at some point during Endgame would discover that they are all the other has, and that this would be a major emotional arc for Rocket Raccoon. After this, we get yet another reunion, this time between Pepper Potts and Tony Stark. This appears to be the first meeting between the two of them, and again, it takes place at Avengers headquarters from what I can tell. This pretty much debunks a popular theory that Pepper Potts donning the rescue armor would be the one to save Tony Stark, as it doesn't really look like she is. The leading theory right now, since we know that Captain Marvel is on Earth almost immediately after the snap, is that Tony and Nebula actually saved themselves. A callback to the first Iron Man movie when Tony Stark was left in his cave, and ultimately had to pull himself out of a hole and out of misery and use his intelligence to save his own life. Something that I assume happens again with Avengers Endgame, this time with the help of Nebula, even using some of her spare parts to repair the Benatar. After this is actually our first on-screen image of the new Iron Man armor, the Iron Man Mark 85, which we broke down a few days ago in the Hot Toys image of the Mark 85 toy. As we explained in that video, this is sort of an upgraded nanotechnology version of the Mark 50, and a more powerful version of the Mark 50 Iron Man armor. You can actually tell because the arc reactor is identical to the Mark 50, telling us that this armor, just like its brother the Mark 50, is designed to house nanoparts. Our next image is a shot of Hawkeye with a brand new Japanese tattoo, again letting us all in a time jump between Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Of course, obviously here Hawkeye is at Avengers headquarters. We then get a slightly longer interaction between Thor with Stormbreaker and Captain Marvel, although there's no new dialogue and the footage is really only a half second longer. But following this is personally for me one of the most interesting shots in the trailer. It's with all of the Avengers looking at someone. There are only really 3 people though absent from this shot. Those people are Captain Marvel, Bruce Banner, and Thor. There's also the theory that after the snap, Thor ventures off on his own to defeat Thanos on Titan 2, and this could very well be Thor returning from that mission. It's also a possibility that she took Captain Marvel with her, and that they take their revenge on Thanos early on, but discover that they haven't actually gained the ability to undo the snap. Next up is a great interaction between Tony Stark and Captain America, something that we haven't directly seen since 2016's Captain America Civil War, where the two of them did not leave on the best of terms. If you look to the left, Tony Stark appears to be a bit older, and we got set photos from Avengers Endgame a long time ago indicating that this could actually be them post-time jump. It appears as if this event could actually be during 2012's Battle of New York, of course in the first Avengers movie. Again, in the set photos, Captain America was most notably in his armor that he wore in the first Avengers movie, and there are actually theories that the Captain America armor has actually been digitally drastically altered here, and that in the actual movie, Steve Rogers is in the armor that he wore in the first Avengers movie, as the team tries to steal Loki's scepter and one of 3 Infinity Stones present at this time. A theory that I personally believe in, as I do believe that this takes place after they've jumped into the quantum realm. The next shot is of all of the Avengers in the Benatar traveling into space. This shot is likely lifted directly from the shareholders meeting for Disney, where a scene like this was shown. Again, a scene that we've already talked about a little bit in this breakdown, where the Avengers all decide to pursue Thanos and essentially avenge the Earth. Of course, most notably, we have several characters missing, Tony Stark being mainly. It was said that the sequence in the movie takes place fairly early on, with Rocket asking all of those present which of you haven't been in space before, and telling them not to throw up on his ship. Next up, we get a shot of Tony Stark looking at a picture of himself and Peter Parker. The only really notable thing here is Stark appears to be at Avengers headquarters, and also the plaque that the two of them are holding is upside down. But it's at this point in the trailer that we get into the really juicy stuff. We get a shot of Thanos' ship hovering in space. For those of you that don't know, the name of Thanos' ship is the Sanctuary 2. We can also see here the smaller ships used in Infinity War to carry the Outriders and the sons and daughters of Thanos entering the Sanctuary 2, just as we saw them do in Infinity War. Recently, there was in fact confirmation that the villains that they fought at the end of Infinity War in Wakanda, the Outriders, would in fact be returning for Avengers Endgame, and that they would be featured in a massive set piece where Thanos attacks Avengers headquarters, something that we get various looks at in this trailer. This is also our very first dialogue for Thanos in Avengers Endgame, telling all of them that they could not live with their own failures, and because of that, it has brought them back to him. This dialogue is absolutely amazing, and shows us that Thanos sort of views everybody as his children, even his greatest enemies in the Avengers, and most namely Tony Stark. We then get a shot of Nebula as well as Rhodey in the Benatar. I assume in this shot they're just approaching Titan 2, Titan 2 being the farm where Thanos is at the end of Avengers Infinity War. And again, I've discussed the Avengers have a mission to take down Thanos before they ever even think about jumping into the quantum realm, or at least according to leaks they do. The next image is of Thor, as we got the best looks at this and another shot of this in the Super Bowl trailer, with again many theorizing here that Thor was on Titan 2 hunting down Thanos. You can also tell it appears to be in the same scene that Rocket Raccoon is also present, as he looks up at Thor with sadness. After this is really another great look at what I assume to be the Avengers headquarters battle, as we know that at some point during Avengers Endgame, Thanos does return to Avengers headquarters to fight the Avengers. We can see here that Captain America is laying on the ground, and this is likely just before he stands back up and tightens his shield, footage that we got to see in the main trailer for Avengers Endgame. But after this is our first on-screen full appearance of the Mad Titan Thanos, of course donning his full armor. Something extremely interesting that I noticed here is he does not use one of the Infinity Stones to place himself on Earth. As we saw in Infinity War, Thanos was utilizing the Space Stone to place him wherever he wanted to be in the universe. He never really used his ships to beam him up or down, so I do think it's an interesting note here that he's not using the Space Stone. According to all of the toys and images that we've seen of the sequence though, Thanos does have all of the Infinity Stones placed within the gauntlet still. According to the Russo brothers though, the power to wipe out half of all life in the universe took a great toll on Thanos as well as the stones themselves, which may be a good indication as to why Thanos not only needs armor, a new sword, but is also why he's teleporting down using his ship, not just teleporting there by using the power of the Space Stone. You can tell in the background here that Thanos is in fact in the same location as the Avengers, with all of the debris present, with the next shot revealing Iron Man in his Mark 85 suit also present at this battlefield. Again, the most popular theory right now being that Thanos actually attacks Avengers headquarters at some point during the movie, and that what we're seeing here is Thanos attacking the headquarters. You can see here though, Tony Stark is moving in on something, as it appears as if Captain America and Thor then join him. This is the biggest shot in all of the trailer, which is why it was saved for last, as the big three, Thor, Cap, and Iron Man, approach Thanos. Although it's blurry, and although he's in the foreground, you can clearly see that Thanos is sitting there, his head down and his helmet placed on the sword. Again, this being the first on-screen appearance of the Infinity Sword that we've ever seen, although we got some phenomenal looks at it through the Hot Toys figure released a few days ago. Thanos again here appears to be almost injured, as the Avengers approach him very slowly. This leads me into another little theory. At the end of Infinity War, we saw that Thanos was badly injured, even limping. Again, we briefly mentioned it earlier earlier in this video, but the power to snap his fingers and wipe out half of all life took a great toll on the Mad Titan. And the theory is that the reason that Thanos looks so menacing in Avengers Endgame is all really a front, and that he's severely weakened following the snap, and using the Reality Stone to appear far more intimidating than his true form really is now. So this is perhaps after one of the Avengers deals a heavy blow against Thanos and he simply sits there injured. Something really important to note concerning Avengers Endgame is just if the Avengers kill Thanos, their job is not done. If Thanos is dead, half of all life in the universe is still gone with him. There's the theory that Thanos may actually die in the first or second act of Avengers Endgame, as of course he's in a weakened state, but then the Avengers will be forced to jump back in time and face an even greater threat than Thanos, or possibly a younger, better version of the Mad Titan. But again guys, these are simply theories. But that was my breakdown for the special look at Avengers Endgame, or trailer number 3. What are your guys' thoughts on the trailer, and out of the 3 of them, which has been your favorite? We are moving a little bit into spoiler territory with this new footage, and we can also expect various TV spots for Avengers Endgame to start popping up with new footage as well. So if you want to keep up to date on all of those, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also giving away a Thanos Hot Toys figure on the channel. If you would like to enter that giveaway, the rules are as follows. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell me in the comments below who your all-time favorite MCU villain is. Again everyone, the tickets are on sale right now, so if you want to see the movie first day, go ahead and purchase them. As always my friends, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Hit that subscribe button to join our team, and have a great day.